Hey everyone, this is one of those things we always dread happening, and I'm not sure if it's a thing or not at the moment. I'm going to give you the brief rundown. This vehicle, current owners had it, I think it was about 6 months. It's got about, how many Ks it got on? I've got to think now how many Ks it got. I'll tell you what, too many cars. How many Ks has it got? About 300? I think it's about 300,000 Ks. Anyway, he's had it about 6 months, about 2.5 years before the previous owner sold it. Apparently it had a new engine. This vehicle he spent some money on it. Obviously some of the stuff was done and money's been spent. And there's a perfect example. You might have seen this in another video already. And these wires, so it's got the extra coverage. You can see right there where it's still trying to rub through, and eventually, I don't care how much insulation you've got, if you're not careful how you route your wires, eventually it'll rub through, short out, and the car will burn to the ground. So this vehicle is the one that needs a full electrical redo, okay? This is not a vehicle inspection. This came in for a BFE. It supposedly had an engine replaced. We might have a bit of a look around in this video at this engine mount actually and see if we can see what's going on. It's had a new transmission, manual transmission, $5,500 job. Oh my goodness. Okay, what's going on there? It is it's some different aftermarket wrong engine mount. The engine's actually, we believe it's not bolted in. Really weird what's going on there. Engine mount at this side. It's an aftermarket one as well, so I don't know what's actually gone wrong with. They've replaced everything with aftermarket when they've done the engine. It's just crazy. But what we want to look at, this is the problem, right? Long story short, we did a BFE job on it, you know, thermostat, water pump, coolant, drive belts, bearings, timing belt, idler, tensioner, cam seal. Finished it all up, filled up with coolant, gave it a bit of a wash down. That's all we got time for. It was the day before Christmas. Now it's the evening of, this is the Christmas Eve evening. It's after hours now. You got to do what you got to do. Shouldn't have booked in the extra job that I did today because they both thought of giving us a bit of grief. There's a clamp up there on that boot too. Because they've both given us a bit of grief, we're still here now. It's getting approaching 7 p.m. It is getting late. And on the road test, we were just going around the block and the oil light came on. So the oil pressure light came on the road test. It's just around the block, make sure everything's working right, warm it up a bit so we can bleed the cooling system. And the oil light came on, which means and this doesn't happen. So this is where things are different with this one. And I can't really let the vehicle go if we can't have oil starvation. So something could have happened that's never happened before, and that is when we've washed the engine down, some water, because they put an engine in it. They've got aftermarket everything else on this car just about, by the looks of it. Some water could have got into the oil pressure switch area plug, and it could have caused the oil pressure light to come on, which is what happened. But we don't know that, and given that the fact that somebody else has worked on it, we don't know with the engine, if the injectors were done right, the seat's leaking. Get into the injector information playlist if you don't know what I'm talking about. And if you want some of these K1 bash plates, awesome. Don't forget the discount code on their website, k1.com.au, 4B4 diesel. That's not sponsored or anything. I just threw it in there because I'm looking at the bash plate going, isn't that awesome? I got it on my 150 and there's a discount code for you, so you might as well make use of it. Anything on the K1 website, k1.com.au, 4B4 diesel's your discount code. Anyway, so I said, I don't really want to let it go without dropping the oil and checking the oil pickup, since we don't really know. So I want to know, and I want to have a look and go, yep, it looks clear to me. Does it look clear to you, everybody? Look at that. You can see in the video, it's all clear. So that's the good news. Of course, we checked the oil level straight away. It was fine. We looked at the oil condition. It looked reasonable. And we checked the service sticker, and it looked like that it was due for a service in 5,000 K. So it had either just been done on a 5,000 K schedule or only done 5,000 Ks on a 10,000 K schedule. So the good news is the engine wasn't really having low oil pressure, so we can put the plug back in. We don't need to pull the sump off. We can either put new oil in, or we've got a nice clean drain tray. We can pull that oil back in. which is probably what we'll do. We just wanted to do that check. It's really important that you're aware that if the injector job isn't regularly completed as per all my injector information videos playlist, if it's not done, they could leak. Looking at all these really old photos that have been on the wall for 10 years. Blocked oil pickups like that because of injector seats leaking like that and that and that, and injectors starting to look like that, and all this sort of thing, right? It's a bit hard to see with the reflection. It's all in the videos. Don't forget the contamination risk from removing fuel pipes. They're the fuel pipes at the injector end where the fuel goes in. What's the chances that is going to not get into your injectors when those pipes come off, which has recently been done on this vehicle as well. So, yep, it's good that the oil's good. And look, there could be something wrong with the engine rebuild. So we've got to take note of this. That's why it's good to do a video and talk about it. And, you know, a bit of, duty of care to make the client aware that the situation is what it is. We've done our check that the oil's there, that it's in good condition, the oil pickup's not blocked. It's not really our job, but that's what we've done to make sure to look after the client. Aftermarket exhaust, large in size, you know about that with turbo overboost. You know, gee, it's done some dirt roads. It's been around, this one, that's for sure. It's definitely done some work. It's definitely done some work looking at those bag covers. The Dobinson's gear is probably pretty old as well. The old twin tubes, that's a bit of old news. Get into the suspension playlist. Have some more update information on that soon. Just having a bit of a general look around while I talk to you. So I believe it was probably just the water, but I could be wrong. There could be something wrong with the engine that was 3 years ago, but it's unlikely. I don't think that's an issue at all. The heavy duty sliders are going on, so money's been spent. This is a commitment job. It's got the roller, Titan tray, ridge mount and all that. It's been used, I don't know whether the previous owner or what, but you can see the Bush Pinstripe City, so we're not worried about the paintwork. It's got the Kmart rear bar. It's been around, but this one, to keep it reliable, it's going to need some love. It's got some decent rubber. It doesn't need tyres. It's got a lot of, this looks like it's been used type look, which is fine. It's what it's for. I love to see that. But you can also give it some love, some corrosion protection, some paint. The rear brakes are fine, by the way. That rear fuel filter, every 20,000 Ks for people that don't know. Everything's looking pretty reasonable here. I'm just still looking around, just general look around. You know, we're going to pick things out on the engine replacement, whatever. There's going to be bits and pieces that are, you know, just looking at that. Just looking at that sump there, though. Did they really replace the engine?
It's not in place.
You look at that sump, though. That looks like genuine sealant type thing where the sump goes on there. That's what I reckon. But look, the aftermarket engine mounts. Of course, there's going to be heaps of that sort of thing. We need to spend some more time another day. So let's go on another road test. Let's finish the job. We've done our oil check, so that's good. Bada bing, bada boom. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. So hope you get the picture. Yeah, if you get an oil light on these, you need to stop driving straight away. A lot of vehicles, soon as you see the oil light, you stop driving straight away. Some you can get away with it, some you can't. But my advice on these and any vehicle, stop driving straight away. Check you've got oil, check your oil pressure. Has it been serviced? Is the oil pickup blocked? Because oil starvation is going to kill your engine, your turbo, and anything else you think it might be related to. Bada bing, bada boom. Subscribe to the bell, and we'll catch you in the next one.